Yo, 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 what up? It's your boy Time Out, aka T Matrix, and we back again with another premiere right here. You know, we still talking about the music business, man. That's what we talking about. And right here, here's a quick message from your boy T Pain right here, and live and living color. You know, this might be an old video or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But I tell you what, it's still relevant. So let's get to it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. In 2015, streaming started. When streaming started, nobody told us or nobody came to any artist and said, hey, we're about to put your shit on streaming platforms. How much do you want your music to cost? Suddenly, out of nowhere and without anybody's consent, all of our music went from $1 a song to 0.003 cent per play. Nobody asked us shit. Now imagine that gets lower and lower as life goes on. My catalog is worth less and less and less and less without any kind of consent from me, without anybody asking me if that's what I want to charge for my music. You think I want to leave that to my kids? Out of all this shit that I've told y'all that have happened to me in this fucking industry, you think I'm gonna leave my kids' life and their future in the hands of the music industry? You got me fucked up. I got to figure something out. I'm not leaving my kids' future in the hands of the music industry at fucking all. I know exactly what I want. I know exactly how much I want right now. I know exactly what I would need to live out the rest of my life. And if I get that and I'm satisfied with that and I'm content, I'm not looking for more.
Yo, yo. Okay, so that's interesting. And this has been something. Hold up, let me see here. Oh man. We got too many volumes going on. I gotta get rid of these, y'all. For the sake of better content. There we go. I think I'm better now. Okay, so alright, as you saw, that was your boy T Pain right there. And what he was doing, he was talking about the music industry, how we used to get sell our one song for at least a minimum of $1.99. You know, we used to be able to sell it for a minimum of 99 cents. Like one song, $1. Like, you know, very simple. You know what I'm saying? But without any warning, they just came along and they said, hey, we're gonna start streaming your music. And now instead of you being able to get $1, like they didn't ask how much they wanted us to be able to stream it for. They just automatically put the cheapest price possible. Less than a penny, y'all. Less less than 1 penny. You know how much, look, this is, it's an old penny. You know, actually it's not real old, but this right here, 0.003%. That's less than a penny. That's less than a penny. All right, 0.003%. I don't even know how much of a penny that is. Listen, we got to do a quick. We got to do a quick Google search on this one. You know, let's see here. We gonna do a quick Google search right here, y'all. Forgive me, but I got to find out this. I gotta find out this right here. So we gonna do this. Bam. This is my little shortcut right here. Y'all can't see it, but I'm doing it. Let's see here. How much is 0.003% of a penny visualized? All right, so we grab this and we go copy this, and now we going into Google so we can see what that thing looked like. All right. Visualizing 0.003% of a penny means looking at a microscopic value of 0.00003 pennies or 0.00003 USD. To comprehend this microscopic scale, It helps to scale the penny up to a human size dimension using physical properties like weight, area, and volume, right? So it says visualizing by weight. Okay, all right. A standard United States zinc penny weighs exactly 2.5 grams. That's how much a penny weighs, y'all. That's how much this weighs. Point 2, no, 2.5 grams. The math, 2.5 grams times 0.00003 equals 0.000075 grams. 75 micrograms. Okay, here we go. The visualization, this is roughly equivalent to the weight of a single grain of fine table salt or 2 human eyelashes. Visualizing by surface area. Man, like, look, it has all of this trying to visualize this math right here. And it's scaling it up. Okay, all right, let's see here. A penny has a thickness. Okay, all right, so I don't want to see that. Scaled up to real money. If you scaled this percentage up to amounts of money that humans regularly handle, 0.003% translates to $3 out of $100,000 salary. So if you was making $100,000 salary, no, if $100,000 salary was being made, and you made 0.003% of $100,000, that's $3. But that's if you scaling it up just to see. If you all right, that's just scaling it up. This is not the actual amount. It's not the actual amount. Basically, 0.003% is like, it's not even nothing. It's not even nothing. In order for it to be registered on our scale, you have to scale it up. It's like 2 eyelashes. Like, can you see my eyelashes? You can't even see them. They're so insignificant. You can't even see one. Like, you know they're there. You could see the little small shadow of it, but you can't pinpoint one eyelash. You can't pinpoint one eyelash. And that's what they are giving artists per stream. All right. Now let's do some more math. Since we cuz I want to get this into y'all head as best as I know how, man, of how this junk is. Let's see here. My cousin sent me something, and I don't know where it went to because I've seen it for a second, but then it went away. All right, here we go. 0.003 times 10. Let's see. If you multiply that times 10, you got 3 cents. So if you streamed 10 times, if your video streamed 10 times, you just made 3 cents. Right? Let's keep going. 100 times. If your video got streamed 100 times, that's 30 cents. All right. Now, let's keep going. If your video got streamed $3,000, if your song got streamed 1,000 times, I'm sorry, ignore what I said before that. If your song got streamed 1,000 times, then you made $3. You made $3. The math don't lie. The math ain't mathing. but it don't lie. You see that? Can y'all see that? 0.003. That, and this is what they have been paying artists. And you know the thing is, like, that's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And you know, and here's the even crazier part. Here's the even crazier part. All right, let's take this down. So I'm going to go. I'm about to go to. So, all right, here, yeah, this is the crazy part. All right, so let's say for instance, you got 200 views on a video, right? 200 views on a video on YouTube, right? If you don't, if you don't even have the requirement amount of followers for monetization, it doesn't even matter. It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. Like, you gotta be like, you have to first, before you can even see a penny of anything that you've made, you have to first meet the threshold of a minimum of 500 followers. You gotta have a minimum of 500 followers, right? That's what you gotta have. Oh, I got 10 views. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. All right, yeah. So that's on this one particular video I'm looking at. Pay me no mind, y'all. But yeah, I'm just going through some of my numbers real quick in real time, y'all. In real time, like my highest. Let me see if I can find my highest number of videos. My highest number. Okay, I got this one video right here. This is my video for how to make a beat using Suno AI. Alright, yeah, how to make a beat using Suno AI. Right, I got 303 views. That's 303 views of people who came and watched that video to try to learn how to make a beat using Suno. Right, so let's multiply and let's see what that is in real time. So let's see here. Let's go back here. 303. So, for that particular video, if I was monetized on YouTube, which I'm not monetized, I'm letting y'all know. If I was monetized on YouTube, I would have made almost 91 cents for that one video. 91 cents. Now, if I got, let's say if I got monetized, I'm not sure how this even works. I'm not sure how this even works, but yeah, I'm curious. If anybody knows this answer, somebody put it in the comments and let me know. But if I took all of my lifetime views, right? Let's go back to content. Let's see here. Dashboard. Would a dashboard show my all-time views? I don't think it's showing my all-time views. Analytics. Let's go to analytics. I'm in YouTube right here. All right, analytics, and let's see here. Okay, I wish I could see a total number, cause it would be interesting. Now, let's just say, out of all my videos, I'm gonna just give you an example. Let's say out of all my videos, let's say if I counted up all of the views to all my videos, and let's say it was 2,000 views on all my, like, if that was all my videos, if all the views on my video, I don't know if that's accurate. It might be higher, it might be lower, I don't know. Okay, so here, and you multiply that times 003, then at 2,000 views for all your videos, that would be equivalent to $6. Now, this would be interesting. This would be the interesting part. After monetization on YouTube, after you get monetized, are you going to get money for each and every single one of the videos, or are they just only going on the popular videos? Because that would be the interesting question to ask. That would be interesting to know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Um, I could probably look up and ask Chat GPT on it, whatever. But that's another question that I want to know. And see, these are the kind of issues that we have that independent artists run into, like trying to monetize, trying to make money. You know what I'm saying? Like right here, hold up, what's this? Analytics 413. What's that? Watch time. Okay, 413 views. What's that for this month? I don't know. I don't know. Right. But anyway, basically, all in all, what I'm saying is something has to change. Something has to change, y'all. When it comes to these social media sites and these different streaming sites, something been had to change. It been had to change before I even jumped into this whole streaming world. We needed a change since way back. Congress has been talking about passing an act, and it's always been like I don't like, when I hear people say Congress is gonna do something or whatever, I don't believe it because it's been so many lies that's came out of Congress to where you can't follow that stuff no more. Like they said that they was gonna raise minimum wage to $15 an hour. I sit back and I waited for so long to see if they actually was gonna do it, and it's so much jargon and red tape, and some places complied, some places haven't complied. It's just like, I mean, it's hit or miss, y'all. It's hit or miss, and I think that's why I've been preaching to the choir for seem like I don't know how long, that you have to have your own place to where your music, where your money can funnel to. That's the only way you're gonna be able to get it back. And the only way you're gonna have that is you develop your own website. Build your website and you sell on your website. That way you're skipping the middleman. Like you can doggone even check this out. Check this out, y'all. Okay, I'm about to drop some individual sauce on y'all. I'm gonna drop some individual sauce on you. Okay, so all right, say if I was Future, right? If I was the rapper Future, right? All right, this is what I would do, starting from his point, from his level of artistry, right? Once my contract was up with whatever label that I'm on, I would let it be up. I would get I would pay somebody to create my website, and I would set up the website and I would sell the music on there. Like if I put out a if I put out a single, like you definitely, you could put out a single and you could charge $3 for that single, right? You already have mega popularity, so $3. Check this out. Let's do the math. $3. Let's say if you get 1 million people to buy your single for $3, right? That's how much. That's $3 million, just like that. $3 million, because you already have the fame, the popularity of the people. You already got it in the bag. Now, as for artists at a lower scale, like myself, this is me talking to me and me talking to you. This is what y'all should do. Y'all should create your own website. Even if you sold your single for 50 cents, for 50 cents, 50 cents is way over that 0.003%. All right, if you sold a single for 50 cents, 50 cents, and then you sold, let's say you sold 1,000. Here we go. Hold up. 0.50 times 1,000. All right. If you sold 1,000 copies of your single digitally at 50 cents a piece, you just made $500. You just made $500 passively if you have the fame and popularity. Yeah, if you have the fame and popularity. If you sold your album, let's see, you could sell your album for $5, right? If you sold your album for $5 and you have a buzz going, say you get at least 500 people to buy your album. Let's go ahead. 5 times 500. You get 500 people to buy your album, that's $2,500. And that's selling your album digitally, not physically. Now, let's say if you did digital and physical copies, right? Because some people still rock with the physical copies, right? If you did digital and physical, say you sold it at $5 for the digital, and if they wanted a physical copy, let's say you tell them for $5 more, you can get the physical. All right, and you still keep it at that 500. Now, let's see what we talking about. Let's go back here. All right. Now you just sold your digital and your physical copies. 500 digital, physical, 500 digital / physical copies. All right. You sitting at $5,000. That's $5,000 right there. Now, of course, if you don't have the level of stardom, some of these other artists do. But there's ways around that. There's ways to get around that. But all in all, the point of this video is you have to hustle, grind, hustle. It's not easy either. It's not easy. Everybody doesn't have the same access as everybody else. All right, some artists, they might have access to a studio. They might have access to a studio to where they can get in there and they might can do their thing for free. Some artists have that access. Some artists don't. Like me myself, I've been my own producer. At times I've been my own producer, but I also have other producers that help me. I also have they're locked in. My man Tamo, that's one of my producers. My man URL, that's another one of my producers. Myself, that's another one of my producers. Like I have three on any given day. I have 3 producers that can send me music, that can send me beats to work with. That's me included. Now I have access to a studio, my studio, right? It didn't happen overnight. Like I've been locked in with this thing for so long. Like I've had countless amount of studios. I had a studio when I lived in Kannapolis, North Carolina. I had a studio then. Let me see. The very first studio I had was in West 22nd. That was the first studio that I had, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, I think West 22nd was the first one. Then I stayed in Concord for a while. I had a studio when I lived in Concord. A lot of people from Concord area that have came through and freaked with my studio, they know me by name. They know what kind of work I do. They know my work ethic. They know what kind of music I give. I stayed and this was in Concord, like towards Union Street in Concord, like down past Union Street. Okay, I had another studio where I stayed off of 601 in Concord, And I got people from Mount Pleasant that came through. They spent money on studio time. They recorded. They bought beats. They purchased beats at 10 beats at a time. Sometimes I've had clientele come through that like that. All right. My homeboy Tymo has had a studio. He's had several studios. You know what I'm saying? Several different setups. All right, I had access to go down there. I've recorded artists down there. He's recorded artists down there. We've made beats for artists down there. We had good runs. We had bad runs. You know what I'm saying? But the ultimate thing is, if you have access to a studio, do what you do. Do what you do. I've had so many different studios. I spent so much money on softwares. I had this one computer. This one, it was a tower. It was like, this was a while ago. It was a tower, and it was a Windows computer. The amount of software that I had on that computer was probably, if I had to put a number amount on it, I'll say it was probably about like at least $10,000 worth of software on that computer. 10 grand, easy. And that wasn't at one time. That was overtime, right? I've had microphones, countless amount of microphones, good microphones, cheap microphones. I've had terrible microphones. I've had Walmart microphones. I've had all of these different versions of microphones, and I've started from the bottom, and I've got to where I am right now with the equipment that I have right now. And if you don't have if you're trying to figure out this thing as an independent artist, like you going to need help. You're going to need help. Like, you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. You're not going to be able to do it by yourself. A lot of problems come when people, they try to do everything by themselves. When you try to do everything by yourself, it's not going to work, man. It's not going to work. Like, unless you have built yourself up, and unless you have the longevity that it takes to build and acquire, you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to mixing and mastering music, you can't do it all by yourself. You need other ears. And you don't need just yes men. You don't need, like, yes men is not gonna cut it. You need somebody that's gonna tell you the real deal. And for me, that's always been my homeboy Ty Mo. I make a song, I run that song through him, I let him hear it. He be like, okay. He said, yeah, the quality is good. That right there's good. Da 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 da. You need to fix this, tweak this, whatever. Bam. I listen to that. I go back. I make those tweaks. Then I listen to it again, and then he hears. Yeah, that's straight. That's straight. Right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, even if you got all the credentials to do this, you always still want to bounce it off to somebody else. You always want to bounce it off to somebody else. You just have to. You just have to. I mean, because you want it to sound as best as it can. A lot of problems that I ran into when I used to let people hear my music before I got and gained the skills that I required was running into yes men. People that say, oh, that sound good. And they know it sounded like trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that also goes for when you making beats. It also goes for when you're making beats. I'm gonna share this story, and I hope my homeboy Qua, I hope he gets a chance to hear this. Man, I was making beats at one time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Qua, and I'm gonna give a shout out to the one and only legendary Max V. I gotta give a shout out to him too, cause Max V was like, when I went to his crib, he was making beats on FL Studio, and I was trying to get a copy of FL Studio for the longest. I was trying to get a copy of FL Studio. I was like, man, I need FL Studio. Max V just told me straight up. He said, I'm gonna give you this copy of this demo. He said, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, don't call me and bug me for every little thing. He said you can call me if it's if it's absolutely necessary. That's what he said. Which was real, because the thing is, once you learn a program, once you learn how to do that program, like you put in the time, the energy, the attention, the loss of sleep, and the dedication to learn all of that. You put in all of the you gave it what it all and what it took to get all of that information. And you don't want to just give it to somebody if they're gonna waste your time, if they're not gonna take it serious, if they're not gonna listen to the advice that you give them. You don't want to do that. So I understand that absolutely completely, and that's why I give a shout out to Max V. All right, my homeboy Qua. I'm gonna give a shout out to him. Qua. When I first started making beats on FL Studio, um, they wasn't sounding too hot. But when I went to go talk to Quad, I'd be like, man, let me let you hear this. I let him hear a beat. He'd be like, okay, you know. He never said nothing good about it. He never said nothing bad about it. He didn't lie. He kept it all the way honest every single time. Like, okay, you know, and that's what he was. And so I was like, dang, I was like, how come Quad? I was like, how come he don't like these beats? And then I found out that my sound selection was like trash, man. Like when you use back then, when you was using, if you used FL Studio in its earlier days, you know that those sounds as is are booty. You know that they trash, right? And so, but back then, so I had to figure out how to get better sounds. Enter Ty Mo into the chat. Ty Mo come along and was like, yo, he was like, I can get you some sounds. You need some sounds? I said, yeah, man, I can get you some sounds. Ty Mo blessed me. Bam. I'm talking about with gigs of sounds. So many I couldn't even keep up with all of them. And from that moment, I started putting together and creating my own library of sounds. And I had that same library of sounds. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna show y'all how long of a run them sounds get. Like them sounds took me from when Tymo gave them to me all the way up into like 20. I want to say like 2011, 2013, maybe 2016. I was rocking with them same sounds because it was so many. Like it was so large. It was so many of them. It was so many of them. And from that point, the next beat that I made, and I'm not talking about fast forwarding. I'm talking about when I started making beats with my new sound selection. I went and I let Quadell listen to it, and Quadell heard it, and he was like, "Oh, word, oh, okay, okay, yeah, I like that." And the reaction changed, and he was like, "Yeah, okay, I see what you're working with." Now, mind you, this is just dealing with FL Studio. Before using FL Studio, I was already making beats, but I was making beats differently. I was using the actual hardware. I was using Akaya MPCs. I was using Yamaha keyboards, Yamaha keyboard workstations. You know, things that you can build the beat on the keyboard, right? I had already been doing that, but I was trying to switch from that and go digital because I knew that the change was ultimately going to go to digital music. I knew it was going to do that. I knew it was going to switch to computer based music, computer based creating beats, all that. I knew it was coming. So I was trying to get out of that way and go into the new way. And it's funny because some people still prefer the old way of making beats. They still prefer making beats on, hardware or whatever, which, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't got nothing against people who prefer that way. But, you know, I give a shout out to Qua because Qua, like, he kept it real with me. Kept it real with me the whole time. Delicate, but yeah, he kept it real. But, y'all, this music journey it's been definitely been interesting. It's definitely been interesting, man. And if you are an independent artist, and you feel like giving up, you feel like, man, like this is not gonna work. I want to tell you this. Look. I want to tell you this. If you're an independent artist out there, and you know that your music is good, but you feel like giving up, I'm gonna tell you, don't give up. Don't give up, because what wins the race is not it's not gonna be your talent that wins the race. It's gonna be your ability to continue to do the things that you need to do. It's gonna be your made up mind to say, I'm gonna do this, and I'm not settling for less. This is what I want. This is what I need to happen. I'm expecting everything in my circumference to align and push to my vision. That's what is gonna do it. When you accept your decision, when you make strives to work towards it, and when you are consistent in your working towards it, that's when the results are going to come to pass. That's when the results are going to come to pass. You got to be willing to endure every single season of the journey before your greatness comes. You got to be willing to endure it. You have to be willing to endure it. You cannot sit and this is not we're not talking about no easy bake oven type blessing here. Like, we talking about something like that's worth it. Like, that's worth your life's work. You know what I'm saying? And it takes you being the consistent mitigating factor in that whole equation for it to jump off. It's been your boy Time Out, aka T Matrix, and keep pushing, my independent artists. Yo, I'm still pushing Iconic Legacy Experience over there on Google Play. Go over on Google Play, download Iconic Legacy Experience. Look, the email right here. You see the email right here? I'm trying to do it. Let me see. That's the email right here. If you download Iconic Legacy Experience and you shoot me an email and say, hey, I downloaded Iconic Legacy Experience, right? This is the email. You shoot me that email, you say I downloaded it. I email you back and I say, okay, I'm going to email you the free album entitled Lightwork. I'm going to email it to you. I'm going to go ahead and email it to you. That has the celebrity artist, celebrity featured artist. You know what I'm saying? I done said the celebrity featured artist. I done said it alone. I said it a whole bunch. Let me see here. Should I play one? I'm gonna play one song. I'm gonna play a song real quick. Let's see here. Let's go and grab a song. Let's go and grab a song. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Alright. I'm going to play a little bit of this right here. And the only way you're going to get this song is if you download Iconic Legacy Experience. And then you get this free album entitled Lightwork. Yeah, my man. Yeah. Yeah, that shit is fucked up. Shit, man, that shit is real right there, man. That shit is real. I ain't even know, yo. I don't even know what you say with that, you know what I mean?
I had to push it to start it. I had to grind for it. Back out with bears and lines for it. Put in a little overtime for it. That's why I feel like I shine for it. Brand new coupe go too fast, new back end ran through that. Niggas like how he do that. Yeah, remember I was broke, I ain't had nothing, kicked out of the house, living with my cousin, bank account froze, car stopped running, problems kept coming, mama kept praying that the Lord save me. One apartment, 4 niggas, air mattress, hole in it. Gave up on the rapping, I was with the trapping on the block with rock, trying to make it happen on the block with black, waiting for some action, taking steps forward, kept getting pushed backwards. Look. Okay, new bitch, kinda look like Trina. Ass on Serena, pussy wet, water Aquafina. Ex be tryna beat her, tryna leave him. Tell him he can keep her, he can get her back. All that lovey-dovey cuff and stuff, I ain't even into that. Look, okay.
I had to push it and start it. I had to grind for it. Bang out with bears and lines for it. Put in a little overtime for it. I had to push it and start it. I had to grind for it. Bang out with bears and lions for it. Put in a little overtime for it.
Yeah. Watch mama hustle early, mobile home she rented out. Phone rang late, crackers cooking up and burned it down. Life was sitting fast, parents split, I learned what pain about. Had to grow up in the middle, couldn't take the safest route. Fights in school, anger building, really I was acting out. Had to stand on what I had when what I had was lacking clout. Had a girl try to bend the child, try to trap me down. Truth came out, learned the lesson, had to back away. How you like me now? Pressure heavy, still I pushed it, never hit the brakes. Over time in real life, trying to give my mama breaks. Every loss was just a step, every scar was built in faith. Still believe when it was dark, sometimes you gotta make a way. Now I'm chasing something bigger than my past scars. Had to push it just to start it. Now I'm standing over odds, had to push it just to start it. Faith was all I had inside, now I'm standing through the storm. Made it here without a guide, had to turn my vision on. Test turned into testament and trials I finished up. I'ma shoot 'em on some stars and I ain't never giving up. You would never gas me up when I'm coming from my heart. They would never see me choke. I'ma push it just to
push it and start it. I had to grind for it. Bang out with bears and lions for it. Put in a little.
My bad. Yo, so my bad. Volume, I muted the wrong one. So yeah, so here we go. That was Rod Wave on the first verse. That was me on the second verse. The name of the song is called Push to Start. The only place you go get that song is if you download Iconic Legacy Experience, and then I send you this free album entitled Light Work. That's the only way you go get this song, right? Okay, now, or for my hackers, you know, they probably might try to rip it off of YouTube, you know, whatever. I mean, yeah, it's people that do that, and I get it. But anyway, that's this is how you that's how you would get this song right here, you know. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that story. So, all right, what I was talking about was when I was growing up, we lived out in the country of Denmark Ola, right? We stayed out in the country in Denmark Ola. The first house we stayed in was off of this like old country road or whatever. We ended up moving from there and moving into this mobile home that was really out in the country right beside my grandfather's farm, right? And my grandfather had a big farm. I'm talking about a whole, like, I mean, like right beside our house, it was acres and acres and acres of corn that he do corn one season, he might do watermelons another season or whatever. He might, like, he switched it up and did so much or whatever. And we had a house like located right there, and we had a big front yard, a huge front yard. Now, that mobile home once that mobile home became paid for, my mom wanted to get a newer house. She wanted to get a newer house. She didn't want to stay in the mobile home in the country no more. She wanted to be closer to her family and that stayed in Bamberg. So she wanted to move closer. So she was buying a house in Bamberg at the edge of Crybaby Road, right? If you know about it, you know. But anyway, so one night my mom got a call, and it was from the people saying, the people who she rented the mobile home to, it was some crackheads but we didn't know at the time. We didn't know they was crackheads at the time. You know, these were some they were some white people or whatever. But anyway, now not to say, like, I ain't saying nothing. Not saying nothing about that. I'm not talking about my white people. There's good white people and there's some bad white people. You know, that's just comes with the territory. But anyway, all right. Make a long story short, short story even shorter. We got that call. They said that the house was on fire. By the time we got out there, it was completely burned down, messed up, or whatever. Anyway, it burnt because they was cooking up crack in the house, and evidently they was trying to cook up crack and burned it down, or they might have been trying to cook up meth. I don't know. They was trying to cook up some drug, whether it be crack or meth, and burned it down. Right. From that point, that extra income that my mom relied on was non-existent. It was non-existent at that point, and that caused a whole trickle-down effect, right? All right, that's one aspect of the song. The other aspect is, I said, I had a girl try to pin the child on me. All right, when I was in school, I dated this one particular girl, and I'm not gonna say her name, for sense of that was in the past. It was in the past. But I dated this girl, and this girl was she was really doing me dirty at the time. She basically said that she was pregnant and the child was mine. Now, her people and my people knew each other. Her people and my people knew each other. So when she told me, and then she told her people told my mom, and we took it serious, and I thought it was like, yeah, I was like, yo, okay, this is gonna be my child. I gotta do what I gotta do. You know, we all sat down and had a meeting and everything, but come to find out, that wasn't the case. It wasn't my child. You know, it wasn't my child. I had one friend homegirl that was telling me the whole time, she playing you, that's not your child, she just playing you, blah blah blah, all of this. And finally, when I listened to my homegirl, and then when 2 and 2 started adding up to make 4, and it all started making sense, and basically I found out the whole truth, that the child it had to been somebody else's child. It wasn't mine. You know, it had to been somebody else. Now, anyway, I basically escaped that situation unscathed, if you will say, if you want to call it that. But that's all of this, like, all of that is real stories. This is real stories. If you want details about it, I can get into details about it, maybe on a later date or whatever, you know. And of course, I'll change the names to protect the innocent, or somewhat assuming innocent. But yeah, so that's all I got for y'all, man. I'm still doing reach out, reach back, man. Hit me up on the email. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and say this too. I need to go ahead and say this too. Y'all, there are a lot of producers that say they go give you something for free, and then whenever you make a song and the song start making money, they try to come back around and they be like, oh no, I need to get paid for that. I'm not that type of dude. I'm not gonna give you something and then come back around and try to take it back and say you owe me money. I'm not gonna do that. My word is my bond on that. I'm not gonna do that. If I went out, look, when I make the and I said I'm doing 3 beats per person up until we get to 5 people. You know what I'm saying? So if I say that I'm gonna make a beat for you, it's going to be your beat when it's done. When it's done, it's gonna be your beat. You have the right to either say that I produced the beat, or you have the right to not tell nobody that I produced the beat. It's up to you at that point. Because what I'm doing is I'm just trying to reach back. I'm trying to reach back and reach out to help the next independent artist but have a great sound. You know what I'm saying? The beat is going to be free. If you need stems for that beat, I'm going to stem it out and give you the stems. If you need the MP3, I'm going to give you the MP3. If you want it in waveform, I'm going to give you the waveform. Whatever form that you need, I'm going to give it to you. And it's not going to be no license attached to it. It's not going to be anything attached to it. It's going to be yours. It's going to be completely yours. So let's get the elephant out of the room, because I'm trying to do something for y'all, and I'm literally trying to give back, and nobody wants me to help them. Like, at that point, I'm like, come on, man. Look, I'm trying to reach out. I know people say if it sounds too good to be true, it's not true. That's not the case with me. Everybody that knows me, they know that my word is my bond, and I stand on my word. So if you want a beat, if you want a timeout beat, hit me up at sensickenough@gmail.com. That's SENSICKENUFF@gmail.com. And I'm going to, once I see your email, make sure you leave your phone number in the email. I'll call you up. When I say that we'll talk about stuff or whatever, I'm not talking about pricing. I'm talking about you tell me how, like what kind of beat that you want, what kind of style you want, what kind of sound that you want, and then we work together from that point to get that thing created to where you can do something with it. And then once I give you everything that you need, it's yours after that. I'm reaching out and reaching back in every true essence of the word. You know what I'm saying? So send them emails in, man. Stop playing around, y'all. Let's get it done. I'm trying to help out. It's your boy Time Out, aka T Matrix, y'all. And this has been the Premier. Peace.